You see, you can put Ghana now on the same pedestal with U.S. democracy, the way Biden congratulated Trump after a very, very nasty, controversial election. That is the essence of democracy. The first president of Ghana was a socialist. I say, whether you like it or not, socialism puts more bread on the table for the poor man than capitalism.
This Nigeria politician actually spoke a lot about the recent election that took place in Ghana few days ago, that's December 7, 2024, and why Ghana election is competing with that of the US standards of election, and more reason why Nigerians need to learn some lessons from this election. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. If you are new here, thanks for joining. Please do not make it a last by subscribing.
Just now for a review of the Ghana election and lessons for Nigeria's democracy is Arise News analyst Shobale. Good, Mr. Shobale. Of course, we've seen the reactions both at home and in Ghana saying that the process was one worthy of emulation. What's your take?
Well, it's a fine day for Ghanaian democracy, and I'm not surprised. They are getting the dividend of learning from their political history. They have learned from their history. The difference between us and them is that we keep repeating our mistakes. That is it. In this, see the new winner. He's been in office before. He's been vice president. He's been president. He was president when the incumbent died. And he has been president, winning election. So he's not a stranger to power. And the electorate knows it. And you see, the ruling party's candidate is the current vice president. He has conceded. You see, you can put Ghana now on the same pedestal with U.S. democracy, the way Biden congratulated Trump after a very, very nasty, controversial election. That is the essence of democracy. Let the winner have his way. The loser must be a sportsman and always have his say. So it's a nice day for democracy in Ghana.
Shobale, based on your response, there are two things that stood out. For you to put Ghana on the same pedestal as the United States it's a real indicator of Ghana's progress. Yes. But when you refer to Nigeria, you did say that the difference between Nigeria and Ghana is that we keep on repeating our mistakes.
Yes, and we don't learn from our history.
How do we change?
Okay, yeah. It's a story. I will tell you the story. Very simple. You see, Ghana had a head start in that the first president of Ghana was a socialist. I say, whether you like it or not, socialism puts more bread on the table for the poor man than capitalism. Do you get me? Capitalism is like philanthropy for the poor. You get me? So that you can sleep well, just give them some crumbs. But you see, socialism tends to create a more equitable field for inclusion and equity and fairness. Kwame Nkrumah was the first. He was elected from prison. Get me? Made prime minister. But he was a political ideologist to the left. It was during the time of the Cold War when the West and the Soviet Union were competing for influence, and they went east. Many African leaders like that, Sekou Touré, who abhorred him when he was eventually exiled in Guinea, they were all of the left. You get me? They were pro-Soviet Union and anti-United States and others. And you see, that has made them to learn the lessons of accountability, transparency. You get me? For a legitimate government. And then again, there is this dark side of Ghana. Corruption was made most undesirable by Jerry Rawlings when he one day killed 3 former heads of state in the military. Because the military came in and they became corrupt. Akufo, Atampong, Afrifa, were killed one day by Rawlings. So it is difficult for you to do to be a corrupt leader and expect to get away with it. We had our own civil war, get me? And Gawan did reconstruction, reconciliation, and all that. But we have not learned from it because it is still on. Part of it is still on. We have not learned from our own history. But when Nkrumah was there, he made so much noise about economic development and anti-colonialism that people living in London were asking occasionally, in what part of Ghana is Nigeria? Even though Nigeria was several times bigger. It was more dynamic, and it put on the ground the awareness about need for equity and for leaders to be accountable and to be responsive to the needs of their people. Socialism does that far better than capitalism. Although we are a hybrid now. We follow a mixed economy. And we are modeling through, literally. But again, I won't say we should learn from Ghana, but we should learn to conduct free and fair elections. Give integrity to our electoral process. Get me? But we know the reputation of our electoral process and the reputation of that of Ghana. They are not incomparable. Although, in terms of magnitude of problems, we have far more problems than they.
Shivali, so many things you've highlighted. We have more problems. The magnitude of problems, we have a lot more. But you said that you are still clinging to hope in spite of the situation of our electoral process. So what are those indicators that keep your hope alive? What do you see in place right now that's still keeping your hope alive in our process that we might be able to build from?
So we should be striving at making the election fair, transparent, open, in terms of how people vote, in terms of how votes are counted, in terms of announcement of results. And we should discard this. You haven't heard of any peace commission for the Ghana election. We always had that in place because a candidate who lost 3 times before became head of state. Once threatened would bring down the whole country before he became president. Nobody has said that. You can see what happened in Ghana. Somebody who's been in and out, and then the incumbent, the candidate of the incumbent has lost out and has considered. That's democracy. That's legitimacy.
After listening to the speech of this man talking about the Ghana election, Nigeria election, and which way Nigerians need to learn some lessons from this election to shaping the way they do their elections to be a free and fair election, this man has spoken well. Please do me well by dropping your comment and your thought below of what you think of the video, what this man have said. Do you agree with him? If you don't agree with him, also feel free to drop your comment and your thought below, and I will be glad to read your comment and what you think about what this man has said. And please don't forget to also like the video. For all what this man has said, there are some points that I want to really throw more light on and also analyze when it comes to election. And we Nigerians, we are not really doing well. We cannot compare our election to that of Ghana election when it comes to free and fair election. It's very peaceful when they are doing election here. But there is something this man said and which for me is actually true. According to him, Nigeria problem is bigger than that of Ghana problem, which is true. Where Nigeria is lacking is bigger than where Ghana is lacking. Our problem is big. Yes, our country is bigger than Ghana, of course, but even at that, it's not guaranteed for we to have bigger problem. Like, we are not the only bigger country in the world. We are not, but the amount of problem which Nigerians are still lacking, like what we need to solve in the country, is still way bigger than Ghana. There's a lot of things which we all know it. Some of us know that there are a lot of things Nigerians are lacking behind when it comes to development, when it comes to electricity, when it comes to, infrastructure, when it comes to good educational system, when it comes to security, when it comes to healthcare system. We cannot name it. There's a lot of gap in these things. I just make sure that Nigerians are not doing well, which Ghana are ahead of Nigeria when it comes to these things. And Nigeria need to learn and also do the right thing when it comes to election. It should be free and fair election. And this man also says something that really, I think I agree with him when it comes to that. This man said Ghana election is like that of the US standard of election. It's a free and fair. We see what happened in the election this year when the US were doing their election with Donald Trump and all that. We see how it went. The same thing in Ghana, it also went well. Even before the day they are supposed to announce the winner, everybody knew the winner and the country were peaceful. There was no violence, there was no fight, there was no aggressiveness. Everybody accept the winner and also congratulate the winner. Even the other party, our great Baumia, who also spoke well as a leader and as a father, he also congratulates our new president, Mahama. He did well by doing that because he showed nothing but leadership. Trust me, I respect that man when I listen to that speech. My respect for him go very high because you can see the leadership in him. He's so mature to speak like indeed he's a father, he's a leader. When you listen to his speech, you can see that yes, a father is speaking, a leader is speaking, a hero is speaking. He's the man of the moment. Everybody is singing his praises. Go on social media. Even the party that won, they are all praising him for the nice speech he gave to our Excellency John Mahama. You know, he did so well when it comes to that speech. So Nigerians need to learn how to give free and fair election. We can't be repeating our mistake all the time. Nigerians will always repeat one same setting all the time. Whether we don't like it, whether we accept it, the leaders find a way around themselves to also repeat, giving us the same mistake. We keep doing the same thing. You know, so and I pray that this election that happened in Ghana should be an eye-opener for Nigerians and Nigerians leader to see that it's indeed to give free and fair election. It should be not just hearing that Ghana have a peaceful country or Ghana have a peaceful election. They should learn something. We should be able to learn something from this election. Even the way the Ghanaians coordinate themselves, they were not violent. They didn't fight when it comes to the process of the election. People went there to cast their vote and went back home. Nobody steal the ballot box. Nobody were aggressive. That is a lesson for we Nigerian citizens. We need to also learn. When is our time to vote? We should go there and vote and go back home without fight, without violence, without aggressiveness. It's a lesson for both the leaders and also the citizens of Nigerians for we to learn from this Ghana election. It's not by singing the praises of Ghanaians. Oh, Ghana election is peaceful. We are all happy. We should learn something from it and take it with us. That when we have our next election, we are going to do something like this. At least we are going to have a peaceful election and a fair election. We're going to have that. So, please, at this point, if you have not liked the video, do me well by liking the video. And if you have not so subscribed on this channel, what are you waiting for? Do me well by also subscribing on this channel, okay? And don't forget to like the video. Drop your thought of what you think of the video. Share with a friend who would love to watch this video with you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.